Hey Lone Star family, just like in our regular meetings when I do new releases, we're gonna be doing these on video from now on, just until we finish our W set. So for today, we're gonna be going over White Fallow, our new wine, 2020 Symphony. Basically, Symphony is its own variety, and I'm going to give you a couple selling points to kind of help you in the tasting room to help push this wine and just really explain to our customers what it is. So the name Symphony was actually coined because of this symphony that was created in aromas and flavors from the two varieties that they basically grafted together to make a hybrid variety named Symphony. The variety was created in UC Davis in California in 1948, and it is actually a very obscure hybrid that not a lot of people work with, but it actually gives off like really nice mouth feels, aromas, and flavors on the palate. The actual blend of these, the hybridization, was between Muscat of Alexandria and Grenache Gris. And so basically at UC Davis, which is a really, really good like wine school, they created it and they called it Symphony there. So they're the ones that called it that. So the fun part, so that's enough about the variety. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about the wine. This is another really interesting selling point, is that this wine, although showing 0.0% residual sugar, Ron told us that this has no sugar whatsoever in it. It gives off, excuse me, it gives off more of like an off-dry kind of feeling. It's like very, very, it comes off fruit forward, and it has such high aromatic intensity, and the variety actually just gives off lots of fruity aromas and flavors. Okay, so those are our 3 selling points. Hopefully you can rewatch it and kind of break down what I said, because I'm always just all over the place. So now we're gonna go down into basically analyzing the wine. So as you can see here, I know the video is kind of rough because I have a little bit of white in the background because of the sun. But here you can tell that this wine is extremely pale. It has not a lot of color. It's got no greens. It's got no, really, besides that goldish hue, nothing really going on there in the color. But it is very, very clear. The clarity on it, we called it day bright. So you can often use that to describe this and what it looks like. We called it straw colored because of the lack of color. No yellows, no greens, not really any oranges. And so as well, when you spin it around like so, it's not really as thin as water. It's a little thicker. I'm sure you'll be able to look at it for yourself in the tasting room once we introduce it. But it's got more of like a medium kind of viscosity on it, which is really nice. So again, the aromatic intensity of the Symphony variety is very, very high. There are other varieties that have high aromatic intensity. Gewürztraminer is one of them. And basically what that means is when you put the glass to your nose, right off the bat, you just get all these flavors that you can just imagine that are in there. Like, we'll go into them, but that's how you base aromatic intensity. If you smell it and you get all sorts of things that pop into your mind, it has high aromatic intensity. If you have to work a little harder to get any of those aromas, then it has a lower aromatic intensity. Because this aromatic intensity is so high, right off the bat I get hints of stone fruit, peaches, nectarines, and they're all very ripe. It's all very ripe fruit on these aromas. I also get a lot of like floral qualities, like honeysuckle, and I also get some like kind of honeycomb to it, like a lot of honey, like not just the floral honeysuckle, but like deep, rich honey. It also has a lot of tropical fruits on the nose. I get mangoes, and a lot of our coworkers got pineapple. So I thought that was really cool. This was aged for 10 months in stainless steel, excuse me. So it has seen no oak whatsoever. I really enjoy how bright and crisp it is. And it smells really good too. So once we try it, we're gonna realize that there's like this weird kind of sweetness to it, but it's not sugar. So people are going to try to tell you that it is sugar and that it is sweet, but it is just fruit forward. We classified it as off-dry because of how fruit forward it was. but it is 0.0% residual sugar, like in our selling points. So that's a really good thing to talk about. The acidity on it is medium to high, so it still kind of gets you in the cheeks, kind of makes you want to smile, like eating a little lime. No tannins whatsoever, like very low tannic wine, hardly any, no grips whatsoever. The body on it, because the viscosity was a little thick, a little heavier, more medium than regular, you can tell that the body is going to be a little fuller. So the body on this, we considered a medium. On the palate, again, just like on the nose, I got peaches, mangoes, tangerines. I got actually more citrusy, like oranges, like clementines, like on the palate rather than on the nose, which is really interesting. And all in all, I just really do enjoy this wine. This is not a Texas wine. This wine came from Lodi, California. So it's a little colder in Lodi, the climate. So it's gonna have, of course, a little bit more acidity. So whenever the wine comes from a colder climate, the acidity is higher. A really cool part about the alcohol on this is that it's not high at all. It's about 11%. So it's not overbearing. It's not really like going to be like, whoa, that's hot. It's actually very, very balanced, which I really enjoy as well. And I think that's all I have to say for y'all today. So enjoy the new 2020 Symphony White Fallow. Cheers.